2026 is going to be one of the biggest years that we've had investing for a long time. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly what I'm investing in, what I'm avoiding, and what I'm holding. And at the end of the video, I'm going to give you a small list of companies and projects that you should be keeping your eye on in 2026. Okay, so section number 1, what am I buying in 2026? This year, my investment strategy is built around one simple belief, and that is that we're entering a new era of technology driven by AI, robotics, and data. And the companies that are powering this shift and this change is where I'm putting my money in 2026. Number 1 on this list is tech stocks. AI isn't a trend anymore. It is the infrastructure that's going to be built over the next 20 years. This means that I'm buying high quality tech stocks, mainly in the US because that's where most of the innovation is coming from. AI infrastructure, cloud computing, robotics, software companies with massive cash flows. These are the type of industries and companies that are going to become the backbone of the next 20 years, in my opinion. Number 2 on this list is semiconductor companies. Now, every major breakthrough that we're seeing is going to need advanced chips. In 2026, I'm going to be increasing my exposure to semiconductor manufacturers. I actually believe there's going to be a shortage of advanced chips within the market in 2026. Number 3 on this list is crypto, but only the integrated players. It's no secret that I'm a massive fan of crypto, but my 2026 vision is that I'm only looking at the integrated players into traditional finance. This is because I believe that crypto is starting to become into its maturity phase. We've moved from this speculation phase to now a phase where institutions, governments, countries are starting to adopt it as actual technology. We can see this from corporate integration to ETF launches and to the fact that the UK government now is starting to regulate crypto and Bitcoin. I won't be looking for what's called moonshots, the project that goes up 100x. Yes, they'll be there, but I won't be involved. Okay, number 4 on the list is electric and clean energy. If the explosion happens within AI and robotics, they're going to require huge amounts of energy. Now, these companies can't just plug into the grid because it will overload it. So private companies are going to have to find a way to supply these data centers with huge amounts of energy. Now, because nuclear energy power plants take 20 years to build, this is where solar and gas come in. Solar has become very cheap in the last 10 years, and gas is one of the most abundant energy sources on the planet. This is why I'm investing in the companies that are going to be supplying the energy to data centers. Okay, so that's what I'm buying in 2026, but what am I avoiding? Well, the first on this list that we've touched upon is unregulated cryptocurrency. I'm going to be avoiding anything that is overhyped, super unregulated, that doesn't provide any utility for traditional finance. For me, 2026 isn't the year to gamble, it's the year to set great foundations and build on what I did in 2025. Number 2 on this list is bonds. I'm avoiding bonds. Interest rates, inflation, and low returns make bonds really unattractive. My portfolio is built for growth and I believe bonds slow that down. Number 3 on the list, and quite controversial, is emerging markets. My portfolio will have a lot of volatility in it in 2026 from AI, infrastructure, robotics, and crypto. This is why I will be focusing on the developed side of the market, such as America. That's where I believe most of the innovation within the tech side will come from. I want my money to grow at a semi-predictable rate without exposing myself to too much risk. And I believe that crypto has higher upside than emerging markets at the moment. And finally, what am I holding? Everything. I'm not selling any of my losers. And the reason I'm not looking to sell is that when I buy something, I buy it to hold for the next 10 years, not for the next 2 years or year. I'm looking at, is this going to provide utility for the future? If it does, I'll buy it. With that said, I'm going to be holding all of my tech stocks, all of my crypto. Anything with long-term fundamentals that I bought in the previous year that I believe still has legs in the long term in 2026, I will be holding. Section 4 is my ISA strategy for 2026. This is my biggest goal of 2026, and that is to max out my stocks and shares ISA for this year. In the UK, we have had major recent changes. We've had a budget that has reduced the cash ISA limit down to £4,000. The world of finance is changing, and the guarantee of today isn't the promise of tomorrow. This is why I want to max out my stocks and shares ISA as much as I can for as long as I can until the rules change. Now, having said that, they might never change. They might actually go up and put the ISA limit up to £25,000. But I can't guarantee that. What I want to do is get as much money into a tax-efficient wrapper as possible. That is what I can do through the stocks and shares ISA. For every pound that I invest into my ISA, it grows tax-free. I pay no capital gains tax. I pay no dividend tax, and it stays protected for the long term. 2026, my priority is to max out my ISA to the £20,000 limit, with the stocks inside that being geared towards the future of the next 20 years. This year is filled with opportunity, but we have to stay focused. We have to think about the long term. Now, this isn't investment advice, but at the start of the video, I did say that I would comment on a couple of companies or projects that you should consider in 2026. One of the major companies that I will be focusing on in 2026 is MicroStrategy. Now, the reason for MicroStrategy is that Because of the Bitcoin exposure, it allows me to put that Bitcoin exposure into the tax efficient wrapper of my ISA. And any gain that I get from that is tax free. I personally believe in the longevity of Bitcoin, and I think that I want to hold something in a tax efficient way. Tesla is the next company that I will be looking at in 2026. With the recent news of Tesla, of their 8.5 trillion market cap milestone, there's huge pressure on Elon Musk to achieve these targets. Now, even if he's not successful in achieving that milestone, if he achieves close to that, that's a huge gain for the investments that I hold within Tesla. Now, most people view Tesla as a car manufacturing company, but it's actually a tech company. I believe Tesla is one of the safest and most bullish plays within 2026. And I believe that all of the changes that we see in tech, Tesla will be at the forefront of most of them. Another consideration is the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. The reason for this is their data and AI drive towards semiconductors and tech. As you can see, my investing strategy is geared towards tech. And I believe that semiconductors, AI, data centers, cryptocurrency will all be at the forefront of the next year. My final bit of advice is don't get caught up in the noise. Have a plan, stick to your plan. Yes, play around with 5 or 10% of your total assets, but the core part of your investing journey should be for the long term, 5, 10 years or more. So what will you be buying in 2026? What do you think is the major play and where will you make most of your money? My name's David, and thank you for watching.